hello, my silky friends. How are you doing? Oh, let me turn the comments on. Hey, Don McKenzie, good to see you. How you doing? I hope you had a good New Year. Um, yeah, no notice. I know. I didn't tell anybody. I honestly did not plan to go live. I was planning on doing a video, and then I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go live, and because I like to talk to you. That's the thing. I miss you when I don't get to have a live chat. Um, so I'm excited that somebody's here. It's a cold Saturday night here in Alabama. Hello, Kathy. Good to see you, Cyber Warrior. Good to see you. Yeah, we're going to be talking about some stuff. Again, we're going to the oh my god things that I have reposted on X, and because I want to hear y'all's opinions. Y'all are the smartest, most informed people I know, so I love it when you are in the chat and you're telling me things that I know. Hello, Buckeye. Whoop whoop. Um, Here's the thing. I will tell you this. I've got this weird shadow across my face. I don't know. I probably look warped. All right. Um, Here's the thing. I was gonna go live more this week, and I got a message from. If you noticed, the last live chat I did was taken down. Got a message. I'm gonna try not to say too much. I got a message saying, um, basically, your video is down, and it was because I talked about some things that they felt like I shouldn't have. Um, and I can't even say what those things were because this one will be taken down if I do. So it was not a critical strike. It was a this is a warning. Slap on the hand. You were bad. Bad, Selkie. Um and I don't even remember what I said about it because the video was down before I could even review it. So anyway, I was kind of just thinking. I was rethinking this week about, do I continue on this vein, because I feel like there are things that we need to be aware of. Some people, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, your coworkers, whoever. Um, there's a lot of distractions, a lot of craziness in the distractions, but I just felt like, do I stop talking about this? Do I start a Rumble channel? Do I try to do a very, very cheap Patreon? Where can I speak freely? I don't know, y'all. Freedom is not free. And if you have an opinion, even with other people saying similar things, apparently that can still get you in trouble. So I am going to speak very, very carefully. I don't know, I love YouTube in the way that it is such a broad platform and it can get out there. Um, I love Rumble, but there's not a whole lot of people on there. Um, so I don't know. If y'all have any ideas, you tell me. I really would like to say what I want to say. Um, but it is what it is. So understand. If you want to know, I would say this, and I've never asked for followers on X, but I would suggest that maybe if you want to look into some things, again, let me say disclaimer: everything that I repost, I don't know if it's true. I'm reposting it because I want to look into it or it's intriguing. Um, but most of the things I post on X do have a good background, a good backup, you know, they've got the receipts. But I will say this: if you want to know everything that's going through my head and what I'm looking at, follow me on X because I am reposting a lot of stuff that is very concerning. Okay. Um, let's see. Cyber Warrior, Cyber Warrior, do you have a channel? I didn't know that. Y'all, anybody who has a channel, please put your links. I am not competitive, okay? This isn't a competition to me. This is an information, okay? This is we're the good people trying to get information out there. Some people don't like me, and that's fine. Um, I have to look that up now. See, I see stuff, and I'm like, well, Mark. Hello, Mark. Oh, hey, Samantha. I'm going backwards now. Hey, Samantha. Good to see you. I hope you are feeling better. Um, that reminds me, I'm probably going to bring some stuff up from. I'll have to cue it up, but some stuff from my own one of my last videos and comments that y'all have made about being sick and the strangeness. Um, Samantha says freedom sticks, face diapers, and yeah, you got to get creative. It is getting worse, and I'm even at this point afraid to say things in code, um, because look ever if I disappear from this channel, hopefully they will not affect it won't affect my other channel. I hope my other channel is just paranormal. It is spooky southern tea, but that is a way to find me. So Kathy says I use Rumble. I probably need to get on Rumble more. I have an account. I just haven't. I think I maybe posted a link to something I did. I don't even know. Mark says I just know a lot of people have to talk about a lot of stuff and kind of like code words or whatever. Yeah, I some of the things that Samantha said, like face diapers. I think that's still okay. I just wonder how bad it's going to get. You post videos, Cyber. Okay, hey, I did that um, the first couple of years between both channels. I never went live. I had this channel for about 9 months before I went live, and I didn't think I would like it, but it is addictive when you talk to people that you really like and that are really smart, and then when you don't talk to them for a while, you're like, God, I really wonder how they're doing. What's going on? I miss y'all. Um, let's see. It won't be long till we're watching videos of commercials from the 1960s on here because everything else will be censored. Yeah. But you know what? I like some of those. I watched some of those, Samantha. Not from the 60s so much. It's been coming up in my feed, though. I never searched it out. Commercials from the 70s and 80s. And I was like, man, wow, that's crazy. Um, but anyway, yeah, I remember that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, jeez. But yeah, so if that is what's going on, that is it is what it is. But let's go on over to, I think we're kind of safe. I'm not going to bring into I'm not going to bring into anything. Oh, wait, that ain't what I'm doing. There we go. Wrong button. Sachi. Say hello. Say hello. Show everybody your pretty face. Look. Yeah, I know. She she wants to be she wants to be known, but she doesn't really like to be on camera like all that. But she wants to make her presence known because she's a cat. Daniel Berry, hello, whoop whoop. How you doing? All right, so let's get into. We're gonna skip past that one. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this guy. Y'all may or may not have heard of Brandon Biggs. He is and the reason I say this, I try to be. I don't know what I try to be. I'm just not even going to finish that sentence. But he is a prophet. Now, if you're not familiar with Brandon Biggs, he's been on YouTube for years, but apparently he gathered a huge following after the attempt on Trump's life. And so then everybody was bringing up that he had said this and gave details on what it was going to be and all this kind of stuff. About 6 months or more before it happened. So, you know how it is. Everybody is like, oh, you got to look at this, which I mean, I just had never heard of him. But he says some interesting things about the drones and stuff over New Jersey and Las Vegas. So I wanted to let you hear this. Okay. It's maybe 3 minutes. I don't know. It's a minute and 16 seconds. Come on now.
Saw the government
Why
from
don't I have
all over the
sound?
world.
I'm telling y'all, I've had such a problem with X the last couple of days. Um, Let me see if I make it bigger. Can we hear it?
From all over the world start to use drones all over the place. They're all at a certain level, all above, just buzzing around. He said you're going to start to hear a lot about aliens on TV. You're going to start to see more what they want to call UFO encounter lights and things in the sky is what he's warning me about. He said there will actually be a great deception. Las Vegas, Father. I just seen a glimpse of Vegas. Oh, are these all on the same day? I pray over Las Vegas, Lord. Oh, it is. I just seen a glimpse of New Orleans, Bourbon Street. It is an attack simultaneously when people are distracted. But I would say New Orleans is darkest, but there's just one man. It's a masked plan. It's a mass plans. There's more than just these two, the Lord says. There's more than just these two. He's given me a glimpse into these two, though.
So what do y'all think about that? I think I actually, because after the attempt, I started following Brandon Biggs. I haven't watched all of his videos, but I catch certain ones. And I remember that background. And this was months ago, I think like in October. And I just didn't remember that he said, I mean, because, you hear people talk about, attacks and like, look, we all know it could happen anywhere. So, I mean, it's very, I mean, he was dead on. Samantha, oh, people are saying you're pretty, Sachi. Yeah, she's sitting in my lap. um, I'm worried about all the Helene affected people in the South. It's already crazy cold here in Indiana with more snow rolling in tomorrow night. Lots of snow and cold. I saw that. I'm kind of worried about here as well, but next weekend. Um, and Yeah, the snow and cold. Man, I've been looking at some stuff, since we talked to Jennifer about Samaritan's Purse and what all they're doing over there, y'all. That it seems to be a great organization. Um, I know every time I hear or see rain and snow over in the Carolinas, I just my guts just draw in. I'm like, oh God, those poor people. Um, but yeah, Mark says I'm surprised the Simpsons didn't predict it. I know, right? This crazy. Have y'all watched those videos about all the things the Simpsons have predicted? It's like, ooh, somebody knows something. Um, I don't know. It's crazy, but I thought that was interesting. I mean, what he's saying. Now, here's some more disturbing news. Can y'all see that? This is a nanobot. Okay? Have y'all heard? Oh, I can't say that. Let me just say this nanobots are tiny, and look, it looks like if you saw one of these, it would look like a little piece of string or a little, I don't know, just off your fabric. You wouldn't even know, would you, where that was concealed? I imagine maybe someone could look this up, but I imagine that could even be in food sources. You wouldn't know. If you're eating shredded wheat, I love shredded wheat, frosted shredded wheat. I love that cereal. Um, if I was eating shredded wheat, I would have no idea. Just saying that's how small it is. Would have no idea that something was in there. So imagine you could probably breathe it in, right? Nanobots are used for a lot of things. Certainly for, I guess, whatever the person wanted it to be for. Could they track you? What could they do with nanobots? Anyway, I saw that. I didn't know how nano a nano was. So there you go. That shows you. That is horrifying to me. Um, let's see. Yeah, you're right, Cyber Warrior. The Simpsons have gotten more things right than Nostradamus or Baba. Is it Baba Vanga? I've seen some stuff of her predictions. I'm like, because normally I take predictions with a grain of salt. It's like, well, we'll see. Um, yeah, I know, Kathy. Me too. Me too. I guess, that's why you say your blessing, I guess, over everything that you put in your mouth because you're going to need it. Um, yeah, you wouldn't know, Samantha, if it was in a taco or wherever. Uh, I do agree, Kathy. They do know every move we make now. I think that's probably true. Um, but knowing that what someone is doing is still not internal. It's just like, what if I breathe one of these in? What is in there? It is a tiny little thing. I literally would not even think twice about it. Especially here, rural, it could be like a little splinter. It looks like a splinter of wood. I'd be like, oh, whatever. Um, let's see. Buckeye says, I can't figure out why anyone is interested in my boring life. Everyone seems to be watching me, but I can't understand why. I know, right? Remember that 80s song? Wasn't it 80s song that was I always feel like somebody's watching me? I love that. It was by Rockwell. I love that song. Um, Hi, artist. Good to see you. Um, just so you know, I don't know. Like for the next couple of weeks, I'll probably still do some morning shows, and then after that, I'm not sure. I'm making some changes again that I'll tell you about. It's just personal. Like it doesn't have to do that much with the channel except when I'm on. Making some changes, but I can't say anything just yet. Um, let's see. Mark says no one seems to know about IARPA dot. Okay, this. Okay, I was fixing to say I don't know about it either. The sister uh, to DARPA that was originally invented to use mass surveillance and quantum computing to forecast and predict the future. I don't know about that. So I'm going to have to look that up. Do any of y'all know? I do know, we talked about this one time on the channel about how they had all of these bots predicting the future. Remember, they had run all of these different scenarios, okay? Because they kept coming up with a date of destruction. The computers did, of where everything is like it just ends. And so they started plugging in different scenarios, different all these different things, and no matter what they did and how many routes they took, they all came to the exact same date. I don't know, you know, but I did watch something on, it was either the History Channel or one of those, and it's probably been 4 or 5 years ago that I saw that, and I was like, ooh. Of course, they wouldn't give the date because people are stupid. To quote Men in Black, people are stupid. They panic, right? That's the truth. Um, let's see. Right, Kathy. Nobody knows the hour or the time. Absolutely. Okay, Mark. The funny thing is, the government scrubbed all details of the program from the website. Oh, okay. There's a lot of things. Well, we know if you follow Delphi, you know how things get scrubbed. We've talked about that a lot. Um, yeah, I knew what you meant, except the news articles written about it. Huh? I'm sure. What is it? We looked at something. I can't remember what it was. I emailed it to myself, but they found it on the Wayback Machine, and it was a those papers that I read from. That is not what got me in trouble, by the way. But still, you know. Do you ever feel like more and more we're headed towards the Hunger Games? I'm like, every time I turn around, I'm like, I don't know. I'm too old to be Katniss. So I don't know. Let's see. Um, oh, this is very interesting. Now, this one is, I think, 3 minutes. It sounds like an AI voice, and I am sure that this was made in a certain way to be acceptable, okay? But let's look at this one. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Containers that don't follow normal patterns.
Yeah.
They have unusual markings, no proper documentation, and get handled by crews nobody recognizes. Every day, millions of shipping containers move through these ports. Massive cargo ships, each carrying thousands of containers, arrive around the clock. It's a 24-hour operation, loading, unloading, tracking, and transporting. Every container should have a code, every shipment should have paperwork, and every movement should be logged. But these containers are different. I recently received an email from a customs inspector with 15 years of experience. What he told me started an investigation that led me to dock workers, crane operators, and truck drivers across the country. They're all seeing the same thing.
Okay, so I know, let me choose my words carefully. There is in every business a certain procedure, especially in shipping and receiving, right? You have to know what's coming in, what's going out, because that's how you make your money. You have to be very careful about things. You don't want missing loads or, stuff like that. So it was just brought to our attention. Actually, this is something that I've heard for months, many months. But there is a problem on the docks with people um, not following protocol. So listen to it's really important, okay? It's really, really important.
Containers that seem to exist outside the normal system. These aren't your typical military shipments. Those have clear protocols, specific documentation, proper security. These are different. The paperwork shows them empty, but their weight tells a different story. They get priority handling without any rush orders. And most strange, the equipment around them keeps malfunctioning. One crane...
Okay, so they get priority without a rush order. You know anything about, packing and shipping, the rush orders go first. Things that don't have a specific rush order, they could sit there for a while. They're not top priority. But these particular containers, it's very important that they're handled very quickly.
An operator told me his instruments go haywire when handling certain containers. GPS trackers stop working. Even the temperature sensors show impossible readings. But when maintenance checks the equipment, they can't find anything wrong. What makes this even more interesting is the pattern. These containers always move through specific ports, always get handled by the same unmarked trucks, and always disappear to locations that don't exist in any shipping database. But here's what really caught my attention: the security. Not regular port security or even military police. Different teams, showing up just for these containers, then disappearing. No uniforms, no markings, just quiet efficiency and high-tech gear nobody at the ports has seen before. Over the past 6 months, I've collected accounts from workers across the shipping industry. Tonight, I'm sharing what they told me. From the inspector who noticed something moving in a supposedly empty container, to the truck driver who got redirected to a facility that doesn't officially exist. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are first-hand accounts from experienced professionals who know every detail of how shipping containers should move through our ports. And what they're seeing, it doesn't match anything in their training. Let's start with what happened at Port of Long Beach 2 months ago. A customs inspector with over 15 years of experience noticed something that still bothers him. Here's his account. The day started like any other. We were processing a standard cargo ship from Singapore, checking manifest.
Okay. Now, I see. Let me go back to artist. I see what you said about nanotechnology. I can't read that out, but I understand. We're on the same page. Um, let's see. Yes, Buckeye. It seems like life is becoming unnatural for sure. And Samantha says Faraday cages and shipping in the shipping containers. Bet on it. Could be. Could be. That would not surprise me at all. If y'all, and actually, my daughter brought this to my attention a couple of weeks ago. She is like, Mom, have you seen this stuff on TikTok about the shipping containers? And I was like, no, because I really don't watch TikTok. Um, so apparently, there are voices coming from there at times. Um, I'll just leave that to whatever y'all think. But yeah, if there is something in there that is technological, oh yeah, I yeah, it's going to be in a Faraday cage, absolutely. Um, yeah, so let's go on. I reposted something else. Let's go here. This is by a person called Look It Up. Unfortunately, a small percentage of all containers shipped to American ports are inspected after, probably only a very small are inspected. After the last 4 years alone of open borders and no law enforcement, there's no telling who or what is already on our soil. Well, um, let's see. Let me look at this. So, this is an article from shippingcontainerlab.com that says what percentage of shipping containers are inspected. Look at down here. It says only 3.7% of the roughly 11 million containers entering the U.S. each year are scanned. That means that only about 1% of that total, or 104,000 containers, are checked at ports overseas. So, hypothetically, if you put a rush order on it, hush, Mina, uh, if you put a rush order on something, it's not even going to be sitting there long enough to be scanned, is it? I'm just thinking that's the way it would work. I could be wrong. I don't know what this is. Is that a different kind of? Here we go. I don't know if this is hypothetical, but it's in the post. So there you go. But it does make you wonder, doesn't it? What kind of don't we have safety? And it's like this yeah, whatever. If I had a shipping company, I would want to know everything that's going in and out of the port. Wouldn't you? I'm just saying. Uh yeah, something Canadian Nana, I have seen that report. And if y'all missed earlier in the stream, I was saying I got a slap on the hand. And so I have to be very, very careful what I say for the next 90 days. Well, it probably goes on beyond that, but I have to be very, very careful. So, y'all, of course, in the chat are free to say whatever you want to. Hello, Gloria. But yeah, I've heard that report as well, Canadian Nana. So, okay, now here we go. Let's talk about something else disturbing. I don't know. It's like I don't like being disturbed, but I would rather be disturbed and know what's going on. I think y'all feel the same way. So here we are, just being disturbed together. um, okay, so they said they had a mystery fog. This is in Texas. They had a mystery fog hit us a couple of days ago, and today we're walking around and we saw a bunch of these out in the yard. Feels really light, like plastic. It's lightweight and it's got a really strong chemical smell, and they're everywhere. It says, we live out in the middle of nowhere. We're not near a refinery. We're not near anything except for multiple lakes. Like there's a lot of water around us. Uh, but I'm going to put the sound
Kind of
on
looks
for
like a
this.
G.
Good.
We had the mystery fog hit us a couple of days ago, and today we're walking around and we saw a bunch of these out in the yard. Does anybody have any idea what this is? Because it feels really light like plastic, and it kind of looks like a geode, but it's lightweight. It's almost got like a waxy texture to it. It's got a really strong chemical smell, and they're everywhere. I mean, my kids are finding little bits and pieces of this. This is the biggest one that we found. I have no idea what this is. It's some sort of mystery object, but I'm really curious because of all of the fog and the chemicals and the powdery substances people are finding. I'm just wondering if this is some type of residue. And if it is, should I keep it?
I'm going to stop it right there. Y'all, please, any of my lovely people that watch this, if you see something weird in the snow, I've seen videos where the snow's not right, and then you have this. I've seen videos of weird things growing in people's yards after the fog, like weird funguses and stuff. Y'all, do not touch stuff, okay? You don't know what's in there. I mean, honestly, I know it was on the ground, but look at that. There could be nanoparticles in there. I don't know what that is. Get some gloves. Don't touch it. Don't breathe it. I mean, I know it's a curiosity. Film it if you want to, but protect yourself, okay? Because we don't know. We really just don't know. So be careful out there. Hello, David Rogers. Yeah, that is the same thing I think of when I see the containers. Hey, Andre, good to see ya. Um, yeah, Samantha, could be that as well. You are very, very right. If you're listening to this on a podcast or on whatever at some other time, go back to the YouTube and go in the chats. My chats are supposed to stay up. So, if you want a little bit more information, thoughts, uh, go ahead and look in here because the people in my chat are brilliant. Okay? They just are. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, Fair Maiden Winds. That's such a sweet name. I love it. First of all, don't touch it and don't touch your eyes. Yes. How many people, and I will pull up on my YouTube so many comments that, or maybe I'll just read some of the comments that people have put on some of the last videos about getting sick and all that kind of stuff. Okay. Hello, Melanie. The Coast Guard gives info concerning suspicious container ships to Navy, and the Navy sends jets over them to check them out. If the Navy feels the ship should be boarded, the Coast Guard will board. Well, I think these are being rushed out. I don't know. I don't know. I just based on other reports, not just this one, but other reports of weird shipping situations, boxes, whatever. I have to wonder what's going on. Um, uh, why did you say I have to be on my best behavior? Yes, you did miss it, Andre. I got a slap on the hand from the platform and warned me that they're only slapping my hand because I've never misbehaved before. But I brought up some subjects that are against policies on my last video, so they took that one down. And I had to take had to take a training course on what you can say and what you can't say, and answer questions of is this acceptable or not. So for 90 days, I am in the judge's, yeah, I don't know. I'm in the courtroom for the next 90 days. And if I have anything that is not proper, they will strike my channel. I don't know what they'll do with my channel. So I don't know. And somebody, I don't even know who it was now because I couldn't go back and look and thank them, because I had to go to work. And then I got the message, and somebody had actually given me a super chat or something like that. I don't know if they may deem that they get to keep that because I was inappropriate. So there you go. So yeah, I've got to be very good. Um, let's see. Let me go down. I answered that question. Um, yeah. Um, okay. I know what woman you're talking about, Canadian Nana, but I'm not sure really where that came from. Like, I'm trying to follow the whole conversation. I'm just um all right. So what do y'all think this is? I don't I guess I didn't repost it. But I was watching some stuff from the fog, and this woman had hairy, like in the grass. It looked like almost like cat or dog hairs, but they were all standing up. They were about, I don't know, it looked like they were about that long, and I mean, they were growing straight up like grass, but they were on the grass, and it was really weird. And she's, down there by it, and I'm like, girl, there could be spores in there. Like, just wear a mask. Um, and I rarely say that, but it's like, come on, y'all, be careful. So be careful. Yes, we all want to know. Um, uh, we all want to know what this is. We all want to know what's happening, but at the same time, y'all, be careful. Be careful. All right. Let's see. Let's find some more disturbing stuff. Oh, here's an interesting thing. And I think I have mentioned this before, and this guy is having a lot of problems as well. But he does have a YouTube channel. It's called Minutes of Horror. You can see it up here, and that's him. I actually, because of something that he said, I got on X to see if he had an X account, and he does. So he will post some of his videos or the links to them. But this is interesting. Um, uh, just interesting, not saying anything. It's just interesting tentacles. In regards to Luigi Mangione, the new police commissioner is a civilian whose family owns a hospital with ties to UHG. Or did they mean UHC? Oh, and they're billionaires. Well, isn't that a strange thing? The coincidences. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, can you? Um, Check out this picture. I just reposted this because this is crazy. Look at Lee Harvey Oswald back in the day and Luigi. It's a very similar picture, even down to what they're wearing. Is that weird to y'all? It's weird to me. I'm like, hmm. History? Not really. Not. I didn't talk to you, Siri. Okay, bye, Siri. I said history. See, it didn't do it. It didn't do it now. That's the only thing I said. Interesting. Why did my phone think I was talking to it? All right. This is an interesting video, also on Minutes of Horror, and I'll just tell you this. This is, I can't say this right. Shamsuddin Jabba's whatever. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I can't. I don't. I like barely speak English here. I'm from the South. Come on. But in this video that he did for some, I don't know, it was for some company or something. This was 4 years ago. Interestingly enough, though, in this video, they point out that the background, see right here, if you watch the video, there is a fleur de lis there. And interesting because he was the New Orleans perpetrator, they say. And that he worked alone. That's the last thing I heard. I don't know. There've been so many. That's the thing. Like boom, boom, boom. I can't even keep up with what's going on. And then there is also a jazz player. This is a statue. If you see the video, though, and you know, New Orleans, the home of jazz. In the video, though, what's weird about this statue is that I don't know, I can't remember if he's playing a saxophone, something like that, but his arm is up. You see, even in this, let me blow this up a little bit. Okay, there you go. Well, you see this arm is bent, but the shadow really isn't the same. If you look at the whole, and yeah, you can't even see the whole picture, but he brings that up in that channel. So I mean, you know, I would go check it out. It's very definitely has some interesting videos on there that you probably don't want to miss. Now, I'm gonna tell you somebody else you need to be following. This is gonna sound hilarious. Hold on, let me catch up with y'all. Y'all are chatting away in here. Um, let's see. Oh, Canadian Nana, you missed it. I don't even know what we've said in the meantime. David says, was the same video that showed a week-old cat food can left open and hair was growing from it? No, no, that is horrifying. No, this was actually out in her yard. After the fire, it was out growing in the ground. Like there were patches of it in places, and I'm like, what the heck? What the heck? Did I post that on my ex? Yes, everything that you are seeing, and unless I make a post bigger and then you'll see comments under that, everything that I go over on here that we talk about is posted on my ex. I've reposted it from somewhere. So if you have any questions about anything that you're seeing on here, go to Silky Southern Tea on X and you'll see it. Hey, Mythical, good to see ya. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute for me too, because I was ticked off at YouTube. Yeah, the shadow does kind of look like a skeleton. Oh, I didn't even think about that. It does. The statue is real skinny though, so I don't know, but it was just kind of weird. All right, somebody else that you need to follow if you're on X, and I know it's crazy. This guy right here, he's actually maybe he's just got one channel now, but he had to have two. His name is Cat Turd. I know. I saw that. The first post I ever saw by Cat Turd, I'm like, who would? Cat Turd is hilarious. Very much a truth teller, but hilarious. I the only reason I ever went on X or Twitter, this is back when it was Twitter. The only reason I ever went on there was to see what Cat Turd was saying. Uh, very, very hilarious. But okay, so this is something, and and I can't play this because of a copyright strike. This is from Inside Edition. Okay, so the Cybertruck perpetrator Matthew I don't know how you say this, Livelsberger, anyway, was a reality TV star. Look at this. And this whole thing, you see the History Channel over here, but look, it shows him. Let's go. Like I said, I can't play it,
Wasn't even close.
but without getting in trouble. But yeah, this was something that was done. It was a military show. I think a contest of some kind. Does anybody think it's strange when actors are, you know, showing up, committing terrible crimes? But then there's another thing. We're going to come on it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, because we've got some more stuff that I want to talk about. But here we go. Let's look at this. Reposted by Jay Anderson. The first Trump attacker. Okay. That's this guy right here. Remember? That was the attempt guy. He was in a promotional video for BlackRock, and I think if we didn't talk about it, I was definitely listening to it. But that is him. Remember? See, he's very distinctive looking. He was in a commercial for BlackRock because you're going to see all the tentacles of these things are very strange. The second Trump attacker was in a, what is this, Azov Battalion promo video. Again, this is a commercial, all right, a promo video. There's that guy that tried to, do stuff at Mar-a-Lago. All right, and then the third guy, here we go. He was and this is in Las Vegas, right? He was on a History Channel TV show, which we just looked at. Is this weird to anyone else? Yes, sir, it is. It is extremely strange to me. We are going to talk about Sebastian Rogers for just a second because I heard something interesting. Yeah, let me see what y'all are saying. What? I offend you, but your lighting is really weird tonight. It looks like you have kabuki makeup on. I look. I understand my lighting. I don't know if I can switch some of it. Maybe it's on my yellow lights too. I need a new camera so bad. You want it? You want me to scare you worse? What about that? Really white. Or blue. Can be blue. Look, it's weird. I don't know. My lighting has been weird. You're not gonna offend me. I'm barely put together today. It's been a rough week, both personally and with the channels. Hello, Nancy Drew. Haven't seen you since last year. I know, right? Let's see. So you're not a fan of Cat Turd? I love Cat Turd. But he does say a lot of stuff. And that's the main thing is like information. I am always information. Yes, this is the point. Mark and Melanie both said this. Crisis actors. If y'all don't know about crisis actors, look into it. So maybe all these actors had no idea that they were being played. That is definitely a possibility, you know? Um, I really wanted to go into some inconsistencies and stuff that are really disturbing about some of the things, but because of my having to play nice, I really don't know if I can say anything, okay? Um, let's see. So this is by Steve Norris. This is according to Vegas Cybertruck perpetrator. This is where U.S. military is monitoring the Chinese spycraft propelled by gravity waves, aka drones. This is what he described in his email, which you've probably seen, but if you haven't, go. I was going to read it out, and then I realized, oh crap, I probably can't do that. Um, but it is somewhere on my X. You will find it in there if you look. I did repost it. Um, so this is the actual operations center at Grim Lake in Nevada, also known as Area 51. Yeah, because I don't watch mainstream media, so I don't know what they're reporting. I can probably talk about anything they are reporting, but not anything else, you know. Okay, again, let me bring up Mr. Cat Turd, um, because this exactly is the problem. Cat Turd. Okay, this is Cat Turd's opinion only. I don't believe a single word that three-letter agency is saying about the incident. The entire narrative makes absolutely zero sense to me. From the paper password and paper ID miraculously surviving the explosion and a fire so intense his body was burned beyond recognition. Right, because if the fire is that intense, you can't even identify him, you can't recognize him. How does a paper passport and paper ID survive? Come on, how dumb do you think we are? Um, to him, supposedly unaliving himself right before he was going to unalive himself anyway. Right, you're gonna unalive yourself before you were gonna unalive yourself. It's like, hello? Does that make any sense? I'm just saying. It is a bit peculiar. Um, to what his family is saying about him, to his released recent text, which doesn't fit the mindset of someone about to do this sort of thing, and so on and so on. Yeah, it definitely makes you wonder, like, what the heck? Actually, what the heck? Let's see. Um, let's see. Yes, that is something else that I've heard. Um, and that's something else that I was going to bring up. It is, let me just find it down here. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Exactly what you said, Mark. Um, and this is by Shadow of Ezra. The common denominator among all of these is Fort Bragg, headquarters of the 4th Psychological Operations Group, which specializes in psychological warfare. All right. And you can see, let me make this a little bit bigger. Let me see. I can't move that around right yet. Let's see. Let me change this. There we go. All right. So you can see this guy up at the top. He was an active duty U.S. Army soldier. He spent time at the base formerly known as Fort Bragg. This is in North Carolina. North Carolina's been in the news a lot lately, huh? Okay. And then we've got this guy. He spent years in the military, moving between states, ending up in Fort Bragg. Hmm. And then this guy, Ryan Ralph. After extensive cell phone, laptop, and vehicle GPS data analysis going back 4 years, Ryan Wesley Ralph visited Fort Bragg. Okay, so he wasn't. But listen to this. This is weird. Okay, he visited Fort Bragg 147 times. 147 times, staying overnight on 29 occasions. Now, this is from Fox 5 in Las Vegas. Well, yeah, this was posted. Um, could you see me during that time? My whole thing, my whole system was trying to crash, and I've got a good system. Okay, I'm not running any kind of program that should take up memory. Literally, I'm not. So that was interesting. Let me know. Could you see me? Because y'all all went black. Um, let's see. Let me catch up with you now. Um, Manchurian candidate? Possibly. Hello, Sherry Faye. Good to see ya. Samantha, wasn't Fort Bragg the one that had toxic water? I don't know. I don't know. Was it Samantha? I can't remember. I froze. Okay, the visual. Well, at least it didn't go away. Y'all went my whole. Well, that side of my screen. I have a dual screen here, and my X was fine. My stream went black for me. Um. All right. Well, I'm glad I didn't do anything stupid like belts or something. Thinking, oh, well, they can't see me. I'm just teasing. Okay. Weird. Weird. Let's see here. Let me go back up because I keep passing important stuff. Um, yeah, not gonna go there, but y'all can watch some of the stuff I repost. So yeah, you have to wonder. You really have to wonder if it's just so much of a coincidence, and it being. I've heard people say the word psyop. I mean, I don't know. Uh, but it was very strange that all three of these people have ties to Fort Bragg. I mean, how somebody who does statistics, please tell me what are the stats? What is the probability of three guys being from there? Because then you have to wonder: are we talking MK Ultra in a different form? Are there people that are do things because they've been programmed to do them? We've listened to, if you remember when Carol Stanhope was on, one of the last times that she was on here, and she was talking about her MK Ultra programming, that her daughter inadvertently said a trigger word. Neither one of them knew it was a trigger word, and she tried to eliminate herself, and she would have done so had her daughter not been there. And then they realized it was a programming trigger. So you have to wonder, right? And then Melanie Lynn says, in North Carolina. Oh, you were stationed in Fort Bragg in 2006. It is a nut place. I would love to hear more about that, Melanie. I mean, really. Um, let's see. I think it's government government. That's a good way to say it. Government powers that be breaking in on certain things allegedly, and in my opinion, yes, I think you are probably very, very right about that, Karen. Good to see you. Allegedly, allegedly. Um, they do call it programming for a reason. Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, but then here we go. Okay, here's my train of thought, y'all. We have, I have this crazy, crazy. I've got to change my lighting. I got this crazy shadow, but we have all these drones. Remember, coming out and light shows, and everybody's saying, what are the drones doing? People are still taking videos of drones, and then all of a sudden people start saying, I mean, just follow the path. People start saying, oh, well, the drones are spraying things. So then you got this fog that they're not really talking about, and on MSM they're just, maybe a little bit reference, but not a whole lot. And people are stating they're getting sick, and I'll show you some of that or read some of it to you. But then all of a sudden, when we're all looking at this and asking major questions about, hey, hello, what's up with the drones, government, what's up with the drones? Then we have all this other stuff in the news. We have explosions, we have attacks. Now we're all looking there. And of course, the people are going to be digging for info. But my question is, and has always been, when your attention is over here with MSM, look around you. Look around you, because something else could be going on that is not being reported due to lack of space, right? Because they're busy talking about the important things. Y'all understand. Let's see. At least my shadow doesn't look like a skeleton. Let's see. Andre says, I'm behind on the drones. They made it a no drone zone. A no drone zone. We're still having drones, but now I don't see as many people talking about the drones, because they can't see them that much anymore because of the fog, and then people are getting sick, and then we've got all this other stuff. Like, you don't even know, there's so much going on. Everybody was kind of hoping that we would go into 2025 with it, being, okay, let's take a breath, let's breathe, let's have a good new year. Oh my gosh, no, it's like every day something is going on that's even worse. And then amongst all this, I saw one news report, and I only saw one about some volcano. I want to tell you, it was Hawaii, that's, exploding. And I'm like, that's the first I heard of this, and I haven't heard anything else because there's so much other stuff going on. Yes, Sherry Faye, it did get taken down. It sure did. It sure did. And I'm allowed to continue, but I'm on probation. Okay. I'm on probation. So I have to be very, very careful. Yes, exactly. My question is, what are we being diverted from? Exactly. Hey, Joey. Well, hold on. Let me show this. Hello, Joey. How are you doing? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. It's good to see all of y'all, honestly. So Mark says, and I can't even say all this. Well, yeah, I can. I was saying some video talking about how the guy who was the perpetrator of the truck was sending emails about drones and anti-gravity Yes, and I believe that he was also saying the drones were Chinese. Am I wrong about that? Um, but unfortunately, uh, I'm afraid to even read that because I haven't seen it on mainstream media. So I'm gonna say it's unsafe. All right, now I know we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but for those of y'all who are following the Sebastian Rogers case, I had to listen to this. Um, was it a slip of the tongue? Did he mean Katie? But this is interesting. Lauren from Facebook says, had to dig deep into the forgotten files to find this one. Okay. So listen carefully. If you have been following this case,
outfit, is that something that he wore to bed?
They're talking about, and y'all will remember this interview. They're talking about Sebastian's last night at home, what he went to sleep in. But it is a very odd thing that is said. Was it a slip of the tongue? Or was it
Even like the description of, what he was last seen, like in the black outfit, is that something that he wore to bed?
Yes. So he wore, like I said, it was the black pants with the white stripes down the side. It was a long sleeve black shirt. It was not a hoodie. It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a long sleeve black shirt.
And y'all think that he went out the front door?
Right now, that is the best assumption available.
Y'all don't think maybe he might have put a sweater on or something? I mean,
that right there is, that would be an assumption, and we never saw him.
Yeah.
We saw what he went to bed in, and that was it.
Even like the
and the fact what she's bringing up here, I just thought it was interesting. Chris says, it would be an assumption that Sebastian put on a sweater before he left. That's the operative word. We didn't see that. Like, we only saw what he went to bed in, but Chris wasn't there, right? So is he doing what he does sometimes and talk for Katie? I love it. Like, even Delphi, I've said this before about certain people. I'm just going to, well, for one thing, I'm single, so I don't have to worry about this. I'm going to say what I want to say. But dadgum. It's like some of these husbands have their hands on their, in their, doing this up their wife's shirt, saying, oh, don't talk, whatever. This is insane because she rarely answers a question. He does all the talking. So was it just a slip? Was he talking for Katie and saying, she didn't see? I mean, or was that a mistake? We didn't see anything. I'm just saying. Joey, let's see. Okay, Andre and Joey are both asking about why. My explanation that was given to me was because it was talking about shots and technology, and also the part where I was talking about medicine and things that are helpful. Does that make sense? I was instructed to not talk about either of those two things. That goes against community policies. So that is why. And I don't even know what I said. I probably did speak freely, and I don't understand. A lot of channels I've heard all kind of things on YouTube. Is everybody getting the same position as I did? I don't know. But they graciously just took down my video, and they did not. They put me on a 90-day probation, but they did not give me a strike to take down my channel, or even they didn't make me, you know, not post for 90 days. So I am very grateful for that. But like I said to the folks that were in here earlier, if for some reason my channel isn't active or whatever, do go over to Spooky Southern Tea. That is my paranormal channel, but at least you will know where I'm at, and you can, y'all all know my email. If you don't, it is silkyandSouthern at gmail. So if you want to know what's going on, if I'm missing, email me. Let's see. Yes, it is craziness. Let's see. Oh, you don't know what video? Well, you can't go back to the video because they took it down. It was my last live. It was the very last live that I did that you can't see because it was only up for about a day. Well, I don't know. And I think you were you? I think you were in chat, Cyber Warrior. But I did not think that I had violated any policies, but I was wrong. And like I said, I had to go through the training to learn what I can't say, what is not approved. Okay. Community friendly. Yeah, it's funny some of the things, Cyber Warrior, of they say that you can't post things like that that is graphic images, but yeah, I have seen some. I'm like, I don't understand. Everyone is going to have to move off YouTube. If that, yeah, Andre, I think that's where we're headed. So that's my question. Where do we go? Rumble? Do we go to Rumble? Maybe. I don't even know, because even Rumble has rules. Okay, they do have rules. Sometimes I watch people's videos on there, and I'm like, I guess you can say anything you want to. You can't, but they do have policies. The only way that I know that you can say whatever you want is to go through another source like Patreon, where you just have a group of people that you talk to, and nobody's like, you can say whatever you want to, because it's people's, and I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. But I mean, we're just gonna see what happens, okay? Yeah. Well, eventually it'll end up being, the platform will end up being nothing but AI and stupidity, because people can't talk. Let's see. Karen says, I can't say that, but yeah. Well, I don't think you'd be struck down within a day if you did that. Uh, no, I was not, Melanie. I was not streaming on two channels. I was only streaming on this one. I rarely stream on. Um, I rarely stream on Spooky Southern Tea because I'm basically just doing videos. However, just FYI, I know some of you like the paranormal and the ghost stories. If you are, if you look at that channel at all, I am going to be going live tomorrow night. I haven't even announced it yet, with a guy that's going to be telling his own paranormal stories. We're going to do a live stream. And I talked to him on the phone for like 3 hours today. He is so funny. He is so funny. Um, I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation, and I am sure we're going to be friends, in real life, even though like we're coasts apart almost. But he's just a lot of laughs, and he's got a lot of anyway, he's got some great ghost stories. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow night over on Spooky. Let's see. Yes, Karen, we can emoji it. Absolutely. Hello, Lowlight. I am not streaming on Rumble, and I don't know if you can. I know you, Lowlight. I know you have a Rumble channel, and can you stream live to both platforms? I don't even know. I haven't tried because I really don't use it. I've just created a channel and I go watch stuff from time to time. But I'll tell you, I am right there at the edge, and I think what I will probably do is take some of the videos that I have already done and throw them up on Rumble, and just to put some content there. I don't know. I don't know. Do I think someone could have reported you? I I mean, I guess so, but I doubt it. I could be wrong about that. But it was just I think it was just the AI bots that look through everything that you say and make sure that you're in compliance. Um, let's see. They didn't teach me that in my class. You're funny. Um, yeah, I hate that. I hate that I couldn't. There were some good things there were some good articles and stuff that we talked about, good comments, and I hate that it was taken down. Um, let's see. I didn't hear that. Did any of y'all hear that? Did you hear Facebook bragging about how they're about to flood their platform with AI fake profiles? No, but it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, okay. So low light, I'm taking this. Yes, I can stream to both at the same time. I'm gonna try it. I don't have my stream set up for that, but I'm gonna look and see if I can stream to both. That would be great because at least whatever I said would be saved on one platform. Um, no, that wasn't my last live, Melanie. So anyway, let's go on. Oh, this is not my post. This is advertisements. Okay. Let's see. Well, we talked about North Carolina. Again, I can't play this, but um, this was annoying. Republican lawmakers have sent a letter to FEMA and HHS urging them to use the Greensboro migrant facility to house victims of Hurricane Helene in western North Carolina. The facility has been used to house unaccompanied minors from the border, but has been sitting empty for months. So you're telling me that there is a place that these victims could have gone, and FEMA is just letting it stay open, just like nothing. It's empty. Really, really. Well, are we surprised? No, we're not. Um, let's see. I can't talk about that. Okay. Did we look at this one before? This is where I can play this one because it looks like from somewhere else. But this is snow in Pennsylvania. They say it looks and feels and sounds like styrofoam. And then I will say this, somebody else said there is a certain kind of snow that balls like that. I don't know. But I honestly, I used to live in Virginia and North Carolina. I've seen lots and lots of snow. I ain't never seen snow like that. It does look like styrofoam. That is horrifying. Okay. If you want to read that email that I can't share. It is right here. So look for this one I reposted it. Um, Speaking of Asheville, let's look at this. A bombshell report from WNC has revealed that out of the 1.75 million given by the federal government to Asheville for housing, emergency shelter, and business assistance, $0 have been given to the victims. $0. The target goal to dispense funds is February 2025, but yet they've been out there freezing and living basically in tents, if they could even stay at all, if they're not just missing, since September. But we're waiting till February? Oh my God. Oh my God. You can't even. I can't even with this. And I will say this, Jennifer and I talked. Jennifer is the one that I did the interview with, who's from Western North Carolina. And while we were talking on the phone earlier that day, she did tell me that, of course, some places like around Asheville, even though there was devastation, like certain places are being helped. But the places that are being helped, according to her, are the cities that have wealth. You know what I'm saying? It's like where the rich have second homes, because Western North Carolina mountains, look, it's magnificent. That it is really beautiful countryside up there. And so those places that were pandering to the elite, so to speak, or the people that she said they are getting assistance and they are getting money. They are trying to build back in those areas, but the poor people and just rural people scattered out amongst the mountains, no, they're not getting anything. So there you go. Uh, let's see. Could creators ask YouTube to leave the video to be edited and reposted with bleeps? That's what usually, okay, which this is weird, and this is why I know it's serious. Because, and I'm going to take this off for just a second. Because that is what usually happens. Like sometimes I've gotten a copyright strike or something that I played and I didn't know it was going to be a problem. Or I've gotten, it's not even necessarily a copyright strike, but a music strike. Like if I play a video and somebody has used copyrighted music in it, and I don't even know, it's not like it's a song I recognize, they will give you a strike for that video, or they say you can, or they demonetize it. That's the first thing they do. They demonetize it, and they're like, you can't get any credit for this. But usually in those emails, and I have done it a few times on accident. One time was even with music that I paid for another source. This is when I first got monetized. They're like, oh, all this theme music you've been using, you can't use this because it's copyrighted. I'm like, but I bought it. I bought it from, just for you YouTube creators, Epidemic Sound. A lot of people promote using Epidemic Sound. They have a wonderful catalog. I think it's like $16 a month or so. I didn't keep it very long. But I had downloaded some music from it because I was like, yeah, that might be helpful at some time. I got struck for my Epidemic Sound. They demonetized all those videos that had an intro in it. And I'm like, but I purchased the right to use this. It didn't matter. But normally, when I do inadvertently have something that is got a copyright on it, they give me that option in my email. They'll say, okay, do you want to cut this out? Basically, do you want to leave this video the way it is, but understand that any money that is made off of there will go to the person that made the music or whatever? Or they'll say you can cut it out completely and YouTube will do it for you. Or you can just make it silent. Okay. You just mute it the whole time. So you have those options. And YouTube will, you don't even have to go back and edit it. YouTube will edit it and then then release it again in its edited form. So I did not get that option, because had they said, can we, we'll put this back up if you know, basically cut out 5 minutes of it, whatever I was talking about. They didn't give me that option. So it was more than just oh, you've got, this one's demonetized. No, I was in trouble. Let's see. Yes, very good. Oh, hold on, let me go back here. Exactly, Samantha. When you tell the truth, when people tell the truth, right? You do. Just gonna leave that right there. Um, let's see. Okay, going back to the snow. Um, oh no, Samantha. 2 winters ago, I picked up snow in my backyard, made a little snowball in my bare hands. That snow didn't melt. That is crazy. That is freaky. But I'm going to tell you something. Back when, and this has been years ago, I was trying to be more healthy, and now I realize it was completely the wrong way to do it. But I bought, instead of like Kraft cheese, I bought it was fake cheese slices. I can't remember what it was called, but it was supposed to be, this is better, low calorie, blah, blah, blah. And so I decided, well, I'm going to have some cheese toast. So I put the cheese in the oven under the broiler now. And that cheese would melt. It would not melt. I did everything I could to make that cheese melt. I took a direct flame and put on the cheese. That cheese wasn't going anywhere. It wouldn't get soft. It was nothing. And I looked at it and I'm like, okay, you're going in the garbage. There is no way I'm putting this in my body. I don't know what it is. It ain't even plastic, because plastic eventually melts. So plastic will melt in the oven, but not this cheese. I'm like, no. You're right. I forgot about that, Mark. I remember a few years ago too when people were burning snow. Did y'all ever see those videos? Honestly, when I tell you, they're probably all taken down now. I remember video after video of people lighting snow on fire. So it's like, and you had to wonder, is it just like the chemicals that we know are in the air that are coming down and it's part of the snow? But that stuff that we just watched, that doesn't even look like that. Yes, Andre, they deleted it and I have no copy of it. What I do have a copy of is everything that I talked about, every article, everything that we talked about is reposted on my X. That's where I got it from. I find stuff and I repost it so I can bring it up and show y'all. Like, hey, look at this, look at this. And so anything that we talked about is somewhere on my X that would probably be within the last 7 days. Let's see. Huh. Interesting. Karen says you can get to their website and use their locator, type in your zip code, and they'll pop up your area's Dippin' Dots. Huh. Which website? Which website is that, Karen? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Joey says, Facebook used to throw me in their jail all the time for saying what I want, but I just would not stop. Now they leave me alone and I say what I want. Well, good for you. My guest that's going to be on Spooky Southern, he was telling me he was in jail for 6 months on Facebook, which had nothing to do with any of the things that we're talking about. They just didn't like. They just didn't like what he was saying. Um, yeah, snow doesn't burn 100%. Yeah, I wonder. We need to see if we can find any of those videos. I do remember that it went viral, like everybody out there burning snow. Um, our snow was real that year, um, but and we rarely get it, but there was nothing abnormal about it. But I did see other people doing it. Um, yes, Kathy, I believe that is the reason. I really do. The fog is happening because they don't want us to see the sky and drones or know what's going on up there or whatever is going on elsewhere. Okay. Now I think we too many people were asking questions about the fog and the chemicals in it. One guy that I follow on X had an air filter that was full of the fog, the chemicals that had gone through the fog. And he showed a picture of the filter. And he said, I'm sending this to the lab. So he, documented everything about it, where he was sending it. And the last thing that I heard him post was that they said it was lost. They couldn't track the whole package. It was just gone. Interesting. He's never had that happen before until he tried to get a lab analysis. So there you go. Sound. Are y'all not hearing me? Test. Oh, well, it's registering on my end. I don't know. Low light. I'm telling you, it's weird. Now, actually, the company that I use for live streaming, I don't know that they have any agenda. I chose them for specific reasons. There's a lot of platforms you can use. I used to use StreamYard. Um, but it makes me wonder, with some of the issues I've been having, this is a platform that doesn't usually have them. I mean, every once in a while, yes. Um, you look like I'm weird. You're funny. I do enjoy your stuff on Rumble, though. I really do. I'm not on there very much, but I watched several of your videos. Um, let's see, Joey. Okay, I think the stuff in the fog is so the aliens will be able to breathe better. They're starting to show the world they're here. The government knows but can't stop them. Wow, what a thought. Strange. What do y'all think? I never thought about that. Are they changing something? Interesting. Okay. Mark says you've got to be careful when you look for those locations, though. When I first moved here to where I am now, I wanted Cinnabon. I followed the 45-minute directions just to learn it was an amusement park. I wish we had a Cinnabon here. Oh my God. We don't. Um, Ew. Really, Melanie? I worked for Frito-Lay for a year in Puerto Rico. The snow literally looks like cheese puffs material without cheese. I didn't even know they had snow. Well, what do I know, I guess? But I had no idea. I thought they were too far south to get snow. All right. Okay, I'm going to stop for tonight. I'm going to be live tomorrow on Spooky Southern Tea with Rick, and he is hilarious. If you like scary stuff, if you like an entertaining person, I don't know. I feel like he's the kind of person that you'll either love him or hate him. I absolutely think he's wonderful. He is so funny. Very different, okay? Very different than maybe people expect. But he's a really nice guy. If you see something that you think I should know about, please email me. I'm going to keep covering this stuff because I'm going to tell you something. I am so over. Uh, it's not just, look, I'm still keeping up with Delphi, horrifying things. Uh, like the more you know, the sicker you get. Still keeping up with Sebastian Rogers, but I feel like at this particular time, as important as you know that those cases are to me, I am so very concerned about what is going on around us, what we are being shown, and what is actually happening. I feel like you all need to know and be informed. Okay, so please, like, if there's something in this video that you need to show somebody, please share it, whatever. And by the way, I know some people can cut up my videos and do crazy things with them. I have, for a long time now, had all my videos on this channel listed as Creative Commons because I don't care. If there is information somebody needs to know, please do share it. I cannot, if it's Creative Commons, I cannot copyright strike you, okay? So anybody can use my stuff. Again, it's not a competition for me. It's about advocacy. It's about truth. Telling the truth. Let's tell the truth. What a concept, right? What a concept. Y'all, I know some of you are from Indiana and up north. Please be careful. I was watching some of the weather, looking at the ice and snow. Look, ice is so dangerous. Way more dangerous, I think, than snow. I know it certainly is here. So y'all be careful out there. Be extra careful. I hope you've got your supplies. You've got, backup heat or whatever you need. Be careful out there, okay? I will see you I don't know. I'll probably do a live morning show on Monday. That's my plan. So far, I mean, but who knows? Who really knows? We don't know. Aliens might land in my yard. It's par for the course right now, right? Appreciate you all so much. Love you. Stay safe. Whatever you do, be aware. Just don't buy into everything. And stay silky. Bye bye.